Hi everyone. I wanted to share a short journal entry that I wrote on the 29th of October. So almost a month ago. And this is when I had just come back from Bali and I felt really out of sorts. I guess I kind of expected to come back and just everything would just slip into place. But I actually felt very lost when I returned from Bali. Whilst it was so amazing to get back and see my family, the kids, like, yeah, I just felt very lost and I didn't really sleep. I felt overwhelmed. And I wanted to share this journal entry with you because for anyone who is feeling like that right now, if they are going through grief, perhaps someone has passed or perhaps a relationship has ended and they feel like absolute shit right now, I want to let you know that things can turn around very quickly. And the more that you lean into your pain and your darkness, then the freer you become. And this isn't what we're taught, right? We're taught to push these emotions down, to numb out, to avoid. We don't want to feel this pain because it is so big that we will do anything and everything to avoid it. And so it's not easy to then go against it because the mind says, you know, go and do this thing or go and, you know, distract yourself with something. And we're taught to trust our minds, but it never goes away. So you may get a small, short window of freeing feelings where you don't feel that pain anymore because you've numbed out and you've distracted yourself. But it always comes back. Weeks later, months later, years later, it always comes back because these emotions and these painful freaking emotions are not separate from you. They are you. Fear, sorrow, sadness, shame, hurt, guilt, regret, all of it, they are not separate from you. No matter what we're taught, these are your emotions. And they are yours. They're yours. They're part of you. They're not separate from you. So separating them doesn't work. And actually, when you think about your emotions, fear, when we're scared, what do we want? You know, when you're really feeling scared, what do you want? For me, when I feel scared, I want to feel safe. And what's inside safety? Love. When I feel angry, what do I want? When I'm angry, what do I want? I want to be heard. I want to be listened to. And I want to be loved in spite of the anger. In spite of how I've behaved or how I've presented myself, I want to be loved. When I feel shame, what do I want when I feel shame? I want to be loved despite the shame. I want my shame to feel free and to still be loved no matter what. You see, underneath every emotion that we're avoiding is love. It wants love. So if we approach our emotions, all of them, with love, unconditional love, loving them no matter what, then they start to dissipate. And over the past few months, with the passing of my mum a few months ago, I actually feel like I grieved her before she died because that was 19 years of cancer and everything sort of hit me when I went to Bali. But I wrote this journal entry less than a month ago, and I now, by fully surrendering into all of these emotions and allowing them to come through rather than push them away and meeting each one with love, which, by the way, isn't easy. It isn't easy because we're not taught how to do it. We're taught to hide those parts of ourselves. But when we do it, it gets easier. We start to trust ourselves because we're meeting and accepting all sides of ourselves. And when we do that, we start to trust ourselves. That freedom, that feeling that everyone wants to feel freedom from within. That is nothing outside of you. No one can give you that. That has to come from you. Accepting you, loving you, meeting all parts of you, the shame, the blame, the hurt, the anger, the disgust, fear, all of it. You have to meet that for yourself. Forgiveness, compassion, love, unconditional. So I'm going to read this journal entry. I'm getting around to it, okay? I'm going to read it to you. And I hope that if you are or you have been in this space before, you realize that you are not alone. And not only that, by leaning into your fear and holding yourself in love, even in the darkest times, things start to land. When we start to surrender and realize that the only fight we have is with the one in here, the head. The fight isn't outside of you, the fight is with your head. There's no fight to be had. How long will this pain and overwhelm last, I wonder? I know that I may always have it to a degree, but I mean this level of pain. This level where it pulls you into deep fear and despair. The kind of pain where you fear that you may have lost all that is good. The kind of pain and fear where you feel like a huge part of you is no more. The you that you identified as has gone. The you that you felt connected to the world. The you who had purpose, passion, excitement, ideas, personality, and identity. This you who seems so far removed from the you that sits here today. This you who sits here alone, with no direction and no control. This new you who wakes up in the night with overwhelm, fear, and an identity crisis. So scared that you may never feel free from pain. So scared that you may never feel excited again. Scared that your creative spark has gone forever. Scared that nothing aligns anymore. You know you should be practicing gratitude. You do all the things like get up, meditate, eat better, ask for help. Yes, you are doing the things, but still, as nighttime falls and darkness appears, you feel that feeling of loss once more. And you wonder, will anything ever feel the same again? Have I gone forever? Tears stream down in your face, and once more, you are back in the darkness. This is very real, guys. This was an entry from me to me. And this is how I felt on the 29th of October, 2022. And this is not how I feel now. 3 weeks later, as I record this episode, I don't feel like that anymore. And I believe that letting go of control and fully surrendering into all of our feelings and meeting them with love and compassion, and not expecting what we are searching for to come from anything other than ourselves is the key. How can we expect anyone to accept us and love us unconditionally if we can't love ourselves and accept those parts of ourselves with complete love and compassion? You'll hear me talk over the next 10 weeks about different experiences. You'll hear me speak to guests. I'll talk on my own solo episodes. But this last few months have been such an awakening for me. I've definitely lived 3 lifetimes in 3 months and beyond. And I'm here to share what I can around grief, give some of my own wisdom, support and advice. But this is your journey. It is unique to you. No one has walked a single day in your shoes. Therefore, they cannot know how you feel. But what I can do is invite experts and guests on here that can perhaps shine light on grief and allow you to perhaps look at grief differently and understand that even in the darkest of times, there is light, and there is a real invitation to heal and return to love. I hope that each listener gets something from the episode. There'll be some episodes that maybe resonate and some that don't, and that's okay. Perhaps you've never really experienced grief, but it's something that we will all experience in our life, and maybe this is something that you come back to when you do. Yeah.